Hello world and welcome to another live session with me, Baba, Anna English, here on English Like a Native, the place where we take English learning very seriously. No, not really. We try our very best to make interesting learning for you and to help you to move forward with your fluency. And one part of becoming fluent is to be able to understand and speak coherently with native speakers. And as you may or may not realize, native speakers use a lot of slang. So we are covering in this series commonly used slang. Now there is an awful lot, so we're breaking it down into letters, and today we are covering the letter P. P. If you are interested in making your English sound much more fluent and much more like a native, then you also need to be working on your pronunciation. And lots of my students have recently been asking for pronunciation videos for specific sounds. Now I have already done a number of pronunciation videos here on YouTube, which you just need to search for. But if you are super serious, then I do have a pronunciation course. I tell this to all of my inquirers personally one-on-one, but I thought I would tell you all that I do and have had for a very long time a website called britishenglishpro.com. It's listed down below. And if you really want to improve your pronunciation and you want a clearer, easier accent to communicate with, then it's a very affordable course. So all you have to do is visit there. Hello everyone, you're joining me, and Carlos has started the session with a very generous donation of £2. Thank you so much, Carlos, for your super chat. As you know, anyone who contributes to the growth of this channel is entitled to a copy of the notes. And today is no exception. We have lots of notes to give you. So Carlos, thank you very much. If you'd like a copy of these notes or any of the other notes that I've previously covered, then just send me an email and tell me what you'd like. Thank you. All right, so as you're all coming into class now, I'm going to get started with the very first slang term, which I'm sure you've all seen now. It is the term pack it in. Pack it in. Now, if I say to you, hey, pack it in, I mean stop it. My mum used to say this to me all the time. Oi, Anna, pack it in. In fact, I still hear it today. If I'm being a bit silly or if I'm self-doubting, people are like, Anna, pack it in. You know better than that. You'll be fine. Pack it in. So when you're telling someone pack it in, you're asking them to stop it. And the example sentence I've given here to help you out is, will you two pack it in? Your arguing is doing my head in. Now, you may not be familiar with this phrase, doing my head in. If someone is doing your head in, it means they're driving you crazy. You're doing my head in. Stop it. So pack it in. You're doing my head in. Excellent. Okay, so the next one is Paddy. Now, Paddy can mean a number of things. Paddy is also a name. It's short for Patrick. However, if you are throwing a paddy or having a paddy, then you are having a tantrum. A temper tantrum. You know, you must have seen children having a temper tantrum when they lie on the floor, they're crying, they're screaming, they're kicking their legs and throwing their arms around going, no! They're having a tantrum. And I must admit, I have seen some adults also having a temper tantrum. I'm sure you've all seen one too. So if you are having a temper tantrum, you could be having a paddy. And the example sentence I've given here is, Daniel is throwing a paddy. Just ignore him. Daniel is throwing a paddy. Just ignore him. You could also say he's in a paddy, which would mean he's in a bad mood. So if you're in a paddy, you're in a bad mood. But if you're throwing a paddy, you are throwing a tantrum. Okay? All right. So the next one is the word pain. And we know what pain means, but sometimes you can say someone is a pain. So you could say that someone is a pain, or a pain in the bum, or a pain in the backside. You could say they're a pain in the rear end, or a pain in the arse. And this basically just means they're annoying. They're annoying. So if you won't stop talking when I've asked you to be quiet because I have a headache and I'm trying to concentrate, and you keep talking, I might say, look, stop being a pain in the bum, or stop being a pain in the arse. Arse is less polite than bum, And backside is even more polite. So on a scale of politeness, we'll start with backside, most polite. Bum, kind of middle of the road polite. Arse, not so polite. Pain in the arse, pain in the bum, pain in the backside. Although all three are used kind of without being too offensive. They are not that offensive, but I would not say pain in the arse in front of a child. I'd say pain in the backside, perhaps, in front of a child. So there you go. I hope that gives you a good idea of the scale. So the example sentence I've given here is, lately you have been a real pain in the bum. Start behaving yourself. Stop being a pain in the bum. Fantastic. Okay, so the next one, this is how I would describe you guys. You are my pals. You are my friends. So if I am introducing you to my other friends, I would say, hi guys, this is my pal Mo. He is on my football team. Hi guys, this is my pal Mo. He's on my football team. So that's nice and easy. You guys are my pals. And we have 105 people in watching. Hello, everyone. Hope you are finding this helpful. If you have any other pals who would find this helpful, then I'd really appreciate you right now, right this second, whatever you're doing, just clicking on that share button and getting that number all the way up into 200. It would be amazing if we could hit 200. I say this every time. I don't think we ever do. But anyway, be a pal and click the share button. Okay, let's carry on. So the next one is the word pan, to pan something. Now, of course, a pan is what you cook food in. But if you pan something, it means that you criticize it. And for example, I've said that the critics panned that new horror movie. The critics panned that new horror movie. So at the moment, there is a horror movie out in the UK called It. And It was a horror movie that I saw as a child. It's the remake that they've done now. And as a child, it scared the life out of me. It haunted me for years. I had such a fear of clowns after watching that film. And I have been very interested to read what the reviews are saying, what the critics are saying. And in fact, I haven't seen any bad reviews, but had I seen a bad review, I could have said the critics panned that new horror movie. I'm not going to go and watch it. I won't disturb myself any more than I did as a child. While I'm here, if any of my patrons are in, just so you know, the patron Skype room is open. So patrons, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to pop it here in the patron Skype room and I will see your comments and make sure I answer them. Okay, so we've so far had pals, pan, pain in the bum, to throw a paddy, pack it in, stop it. And the next word is the word pants. Now, pants causes lots of confusion between Americans and British English, but also between the English themselves. So the word pants in standard British English down in the south of England, the word pants refers to your underwear. So I would say, are you wearing pants today? I mean, are you wearing any underwear? I hope you are. You'll catch a chill otherwise. And in the north of England, it's quite different. In the north of England, pants can refer to your underpants, but pants mostly refers to your trousers. It could be your jeans or your smart trousers. It's all pants. So if I say, take your pants off, I'll stick them in the washing machine, I mean your trousers, not your underwear. Don't show me your bare bottom. Keep your underwear on. Take your trousers off. Not something that you would want to mix up. And in America also, pants means trousers, right? Harrison, you're an American, I think. I can see you're in the chat room. Harrison, is that correct? Pants in America means trousers? Is that right? Or not? Tell me. Anyway, pants also can be used as a slang term to mean rubbish. So if I say something is pants, if I describe something as pants, then that means it's rubbish. Okay, so I could say I did go and see that horror film, even though it was panned by the critics, and it was pants. It was pants. So Harrison is saying, yes, you could say it was pants when you think something was rubbish. Yes, that's right. But what I want to know from you, Harrison, is, oh yes, so pants in American, Harrison has told me it's correct. Pants in American means trousers. So the same as in the north of England. But in the south of England, pants refers to your underwear. So don't get that one confused. All right, so the example sentence I've given here, just in case you're still confused, is, it's pants. That means it's rubbish because there's the adjective, it's pants. It's pants that I can't wear my pants on the outside of my pants like Superman does. So in translation, it's rubbish that I can't wear my underwear on the outside of my trousers like Superman does. Okay? Hope that helps. All right, so the next one here on the list is party pooper. Party pooper. So I love this phrase. If someone is a party pooper, they're someone who just spoils your fun. You might be out on a night out with your friends, and there's one friend that you have to go home with because you're staying in that person's house, and that person is driving or something. They're driving, so you've had a drink, you can't drive, you don't know the area, so you have to stick with that person. And then you're up for a big night, but at 9 o'clock after dinner, that person says, you know what, I'm just going to go home. And you'll be like, I thought we were on a big night out. I thought we were going to paint the town red, go crazy, dance till the sun comes up. And they go, nah, I don't really fancy it. I just want to go and lie down. That person is a party pooper because they are spoiling my fun. Or if the neighbours come and knock on when you're having a birthday party. Excuse me, can you turn the music down? It's too loud. They're being party poopers. People who want to spoil your fun. Okay? People who put a gloom over any fun times that you're trying to have. So a party pooper. I hope you're not party poopers. Okay, so the example sentence I've given here is, my housemate is such a party pooper. She complains if I have parties at the flat. Ugh. Dr. Harrison Price says, what does rubbish mean? What does rubbish mean? In this context, if something is rubbish, it means it's not good. Rubbish isn't good. Rubbish is normally waste. But if something is rubbish, it means it's not good. It's boring, or it's useless, or it's just rubbish. It's bad. Okay, hope that helps. So, the next word on the list is the word paste. Now, to paste someone, or to paste something, or to give someone a pasting is to defeat them or to heavily criticise them. So, the example sentence I've given here to try and explain this is, Tony got absolutely pasted in the boardroom after reports of him giving some geezer a pasting during a pub brawl on Saturday night began to circulate around the office. So there's been some rumours going around about Tony. Apparently on Saturday night there was a pub brawl. A big fight broke out in the pub. And during the fight, Tony gave some geezer means a man, some man, a good pasting. He gave him a pasting, and this means he beat him up. So there are rumours going around the office that Tony beat somebody up on Saturday night. And when he went into the boardroom to meet with his directors or his bosses perhaps, he got pasted. He got absolutely pasted. It means he got criticised, heavily criticised. Okay? So Tony got absolutely pasted, criticised, in the boardroom after reports of him giving some geezer a pasting during a pub brawl on Saturday night began to circulate around the office. Okay? Alrighty then. So the next one is the word pasty. Pasty. Now, pasty is very different to pasty. I was speaking to an Italian friend yesterday and they got these two very mixed up. Pasty means very pale and unwell. So if I look pasty, it means I look pale and unwell. It's not good to look pasty. If I have a pasty is a noun and a pasty is a food. It's a savoury. It's a savoury kind of pastry with meat and potatoes or different things, different fillings in, cheese and onion perhaps. And it's very nice. It's quite a little bit greasy sometimes, but it's a snack. It's a savoury snack. A pasty. Confused. Pasty. Short vowel. Pasty. But if I look ill, I am pasty. Pasty. Okay, and Thomas, some of you are asking about party pooper. If you call someone a party pooper, you're basically saying they're boring. So it's not a bad word. I can call a child a party pooper, and it wouldn't be frowned upon for me to say party pooper to anybody. But of course, if you're calling someone a party pooper, you're calling them boring. And is it polite to call somebody boring? Probably not. I guess it depends on the situation. But it's definitely not offensive, so don't worry about it too much. Okay, so the next one on the list is the word peanuts. Now, we all know peanuts are delicious little nuts that we eat. For some people, they are death. Some people are highly allergic to peanuts. But peanuts are a snack. However, if you say that you have been paid in peanuts or you get peanuts, then you mean that you are getting very little. So peanuts as a slang word can mean very little. Normally we talk about it when we're talking about how much something costs. So I could say, I paid peanuts for my car. It means I paid very little for my car. It cost me £100. I wish it did, but yes, you pay peanuts. I could say, how much rent are you paying each month? And you say, oh, it's peanuts. It's hardly anything. It's a small amount. I could say, how much do you get paid for your job, for the work that you do? So I get paid peanuts. And that means you get paid a very small amount of money. Okay, hello to Brazil. Someone's asking me to say hello to Brazil. So there you go. Hello, Brazil. In return, I hope that you'll press the share button just for me. That'd be awesome. Okay, so the example sentence I've given for the peanuts example is, I really want to work for that company, but they pay peanuts. Okay, moving swiftly on. The word pee. Pee means to urinate. Urinate. So basically, the word we is more common. So we more often say we here in the UK. But some people do say pee, and it's not unusual for people to say pee. So yeah, pee or we, it both means urinate. They both mean urinate. So the next is, the example sentence is, it's been a long day. The example sentence is, I will be with you in just a second, but right now I really need to pee. I'll be with you in a few seconds, in just a second, but right now I really need to pee. Okay. So the next one is the word perk. Now, perk means benefit. You will normally ask what the perks are when you start a new job, because every job will have some perks, hopefully, some benefits for you working there. Perhaps you always get a free meal if you go to work. Perhaps your company provides a company car if you're very lucky. Maybe your company offers a bonus, or maybe they have competitions, internal competitions that you can enter where you win prizes. Maybe you get free cinema tickets or some other form of perk. But a perk is a benefit, something additional. And it's not just limited to work. It can be benefits in any situation. It's just a perk. So I could say the perks of living in my town are, it's nice and leafy. We're by the river. There's a cinema close by. There's a supermarket near my house. These are perks. Someone's just jumped into my Patreon Skype room. Hello, Andreas. How are you? Lovely for you to join us. We're talking about perks, and the example sentence for perk is, there are so many perks for employees. There are so many perks, and I'm talking about my company here. There are so many perks for employees, you will never want to leave. You will never want to leave. Okay, so the next word on the list, I've got two together there, let's move that down. The next word on the list is phony. If you are phony, it's similar pronunciation to phone. Phone, just add an E on the end. Phony, phony. This is also spelled differently in America. I think it's no E when it's an American spelling. Phony. This means to be fake, to be unreal. So if I'm a phony, it means I'm not really who I say I am. Or I'm a fake person. If my phone wasn't a real phone, if it was just a prop phone, you could say it's a phony phone. That wasn't planned. It's a phony phone. Interesting. A phony phone. I'm glad it's not a phony phone, though I need it. I need my phone to be not a phony phone. Okay, so a phony. And the example sentence I've given here is, the phony doctor was selling phony pills. The phony doctor was selling phony pills. Now, as one of you has pointed out, in American English, this is spelt differently. So just be aware of that. In American English, it's spelt like this, phony, but in British English, it's spelt like this. Okay, so just something to be aware of. You can choose which one you prefer to use. Okay, so the phony doctor was selling phony pills. Naughty doctor. Chris says, I shared your lesson, Anna. Thank you. Thank you, Chris. That is very kind of you. You are awesome. If I could give you thumbs, you have 2 of them. Thank you very much. All right, so the next one on the list is pickle. Now, I'm not talking about the kind of pickle that you have with your cheese. No, 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 even though that's delicious, especially like caramelized onion pickle. But no, we're talking about the kind of pickle that you get yourself into. And we mean trouble or difficulty. So if you get yourself into a pickle, you are getting yourself into trouble or into some form of difficulty. So as we know, cats are quite confident, and cats will run up the highest trees and they'll get themselves into all sorts of spaces, big and small. And sometimes they get themselves into trouble. They get themselves into a pickle. And so I can say the cat found herself in a pickle when she crawled. When she crawled into a very narrow pipe and couldn't reverse. So she got stuck in the pipe. Poor kitty cat. Poor kitty cat. The cat found herself in a pickle when she crawled into a very narrow pipe and couldn't reverse. So remember that one. When was the last time you got yourself into a pickle? So let me just remind you. So far we've covered pickle, phony, perk, peanuts, pasty, to give someone a pasting, to be a party pooper, to be pants or to wear pants, to pan something, to be a good pal and click the share button, to be a pain in the bum, to be in a paddy or to have a paddy, and to pack it in. Can you remember the meaning of all of those? We still have a number to go, so take a breath. And let's carry on. So the next one on the list is an animal, and it's a pig. If I call you a pig, there would be a number of reasons. Perhaps you are eating very badly. Perhaps you are eating with your mouth open. It's all coming out of your mouth. You're spilling it down yourself. You're just being disgusting. I could say you're eating. Stop being a pig. You're eating like a pig. But then there are other occasions when you might say the word pig. And let me just stress, this is not a good word to use in these circumstances. Sometimes people call police officers pigs. So you can say the pigs picked me up, or I saw the pigs round the house next door. So referring to a police officer as a pig, although it does happen, don't do it. And definitely don't do it to a police officer, in front of a police officer. It is taken very seriously. You'll get into trouble, so don't do it. Pig can also just in general mean a very unpleasant person, whether they're eating badly or just behaving badly. So if they're being a nasty person, then you can just be like, you're such a pig. Why'd you have to be a pig? And in fact, I've just remembered actually, sometimes if someone is very stubborn and unreasonably stubborn, you could say that they are pig-headed. Pig-headed. I'm going to quickly add that one onto the list. Pig-headed. In American English, pig is sometimes used as an offensive term for police officers, says Harrison. So yes, in both British English and American English, don't refer to a police officer as a pig, because it will get you into trouble because it's so offensive. So if you are pig-headed, it means you are very stubborn. Okay, ooh, stubborn. There we go. Okay, the next one is pinky. I like this word. Pinky just means little finger. Your little finger. My pinky with an orange nail. So I can say, I trapped my pinky in the door. Ouch. I trapped my pinky in the door. Ouch. And if I talk about my pinky, it's only that finger. I can't refer to any of my other fingers as my pinky. The other fingers have other names, like index finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky, and of course, your thumb. Thumb, index, middle, ring, pinky. Okie dokie. That's quite a helpful lesson, actually. I always think it's important to be able to do these little things that you don't think about. So the next word here is oh, sorry, Harrison has also pointed out another word, which is pig out. I haven't included that one either. I'm going to include that. To pig out means to eat a lot. So if you're normally very reserved with what you eat, perhaps you just have a salad and a little bit of fish for lunch. If one day you decide you're going to go out for a full meal, a starters, bread, then you're going to have a big steak with loads of chips and loads of extra sides, onion rings, and then you're going to have a dessert, and then you might even have a cheese board. Then you are pigging out. We all need to pig out every now and again, don't we? So to eat a lot, to pig out. All right, the next one on the list is the word place, okay? And your place is your home. So if I say come to my place, I'm talking about my home. Come to my place, come to my home. Or if I say can we go and have a coffee at your place and talk about it? Then I'm asking, can I come to your home and talk about it with you? Okay, so that's nice and easy. So I've just said here, do you want to come to my place and just chill out? Do you want to come to my place and just chill out? Sure, come over. Okay, so the next one on the list is the word plastered. Now, as you know, us Brits, we do enjoy a drink. And yes, alcohol is very much part of our social culture. And sometimes people take it a bit too far and get a little bit drunk. And so you could say, if someone took it too far and got very drunk, you could say they were plastered, or they are plastered. She's plastered. And hopefully you don't get plastered too often, because it can get you into trouble, certainly give you a headache. But here I put, yes, it's true. I was plastered at the hen do. I was plastered at the hen do. The hen do in the UK, a hen do is a party for a bride-to-be. So if someone is about to get married, the girl, if the lady is about to get married, then her and her friends will go for a party that's called a hen do. And the men, the friends of the groom and the groom, will have a party called a stag do. So a stag do and a hen do. Harrison says they use plastered in America, but it's not often used. So there you go. Thank you, Harrison. You've been very helpful. Okay, the next one is a word I hear a lot at the moment. Very, very common. And it's the word player. Player. If I refer to someone as a player, I'm normally talking about a man. Occasionally you could say that a girl is a player, but it's more often than not referring to a man. A man who is a player is a man who is skilled at seducing or manipulating women by pretending to care about them. So he seduces them, he manages to maybe score to get them into bed, you know what I mean. He, gives them all the nice, charming chat, tells them how beautiful they are, tells them he's never met anyone like them before, and it's all an act. He just wants to get them into bed, or he wants to manipulate them for whatever reason. And that kind of person is a player, someone you cannot trust in a romantic situation. And the example sentence I've given here is he is handsome, but I would never date a player. He is handsome, but I would never date a player. Okay, so going back to what I was saying about hen do's and stag do's, just so you know, Harrison says in America they are called a bachelor party or a bachelorette party. Thank you very much, Harrison. Okay, so a player can also be referred to as a playboy. Yes, it's that kind of idea. And so the next word on the list is the word plonk. I haven't heard this for a while, but I definitely heard it a lot when I was younger. And plonk basically is just cheap wine. So if you've got a bottle of plonk, you've got a bottle of cheap wine. So I could say to you, who fancies sharing this bottle of plonk with me? Anyone? Do you fancy sharing this bottle of plonk with me? No, fine, I'll drink it all by myself. Okay, nice and easy. The next one means is the word plonker, and it means idiot. Now, if any of you have ever watched Only Fools and Horses, which is a fantastic old British TV series, then I suggest you go and watch it if you haven't. And if you have, you will recognise this word because it was said all the time. It was one of the kind of catchphrases. Rodney, you plonker. Rodney, you plonker. Rodney was a bit of an idiot. He was a little bit simple, made mistakes often, and he would often be referred to as a plonker. Okay, so don't be a plonker. Make sure you tune into all of my lessons. Otherwise, I won't share my bottle of plonk with you. Okie dokie, I hope you're all still with me. Yes, one of you has mentioned that player is similar to hustler. That's right. Yes, a hustler is a similar sort of thing. So the next one on the list is one I do use a lot, and it's a fun word. It's the word pooped. Pooped. Now, some of you will be like, you like the word pooped? Why do you think this is fun? A poop could refer to poo. You know, unpleasant, right? But if you say, I am pooped, if you describe yourself as pooped, then you are extremely tired. So you say, I am pooped. I just want to lie down. But you can also say that someone has pooped. So exactly the same pronunciation, and I think the same spelling. And it just means that someone has had a poo. They've had a poo. Okay? So the example sentence I've given here is, I am pooped. I'm very tired. After cleaning up my baby, who had pooped all up his back and down his legs. I am pooped after cleaning up my baby, who had pooped all up his back and down his legs. How on earth did that happen? All right, the next one is very different, and it's the word posh. Posh. If you are posh, then it means that it refers to things that are upper class. It refers to people who are wealthy, perhaps, or if something is quite stylish, you could say it's quite posh. So, for example, you might say that my necklace is quite posh. Say, that's a posh necklace you've got on. And you could just mean it looks quite stylish or it looks quite expensive. That's a posh necklace. And I say, yes, I got it for my birthday from a posh friend of mine. And when I say posh to describe a person, I'm meaning a wealthy or upper class person, a friend of mine. The example sentence I've given here is, we now live on a posh street with very posh people. Okay, so I hope you've got the idea of what posh means. I always find posh quite a difficult one to explain, but hopefully that's helped. Okay, the next one is also a fun one. It actually comes from Cockney rhyming slang, but it's a slang word that we now just use on its own, and it's the word porkies, to tell porkies. And it basically comes from the Cockney rhyming slang, don't tell pork pies lies. Pork pies lies. And so if you're saying don't tell porkies, I'm saying don't tell lies. And the example sentence here is, he was caught telling porkies at school. Okie dokie. So the next one is the word prat. Now, although it's not a swear word, but I wouldn't I wouldn't advise using this word regularly to describe people. If you call someone a plonker, that's quite a gentle way of saying someone's an idiot. It's quite a friendly way of calling someone an idiot. I might call my mum a plonker if she's done something silly, or I might call my friends plonkers, like, you plonker. I can't believe you left your umbrella at home when you knew it was going to rain. You're such a plonker. But if I call someone a prat, it might be different for different natives, but for me, I've always felt that prat is a little harsher. It's not a swear word, but I would never call anyone a prat because I think it's a little bit, it just sounds a bit nasty, right? You're a prat. It's a bit more aggressive. So other natives might disagree with me, but I would suggest not using prat. Okay. So prat is a word meaning idiot or fool. And I could say, she's a prat. She put sugar in the washing machine. She's a prat. Okay, so the next one is to be psyched. Now you can say psyched, or you can say psyched up. I'm psyched up for this, or I'm psyched for this. And it means to be ready for something, or to be eager to do it, or to be very keen. And I could be talking about a marathon, a race, and saying, the runners had to psych themselves up. Notice we use psych with up. Had to psych themselves up for the marathon. And Dave was definitely psyched when he saw his daughter had come to support him. The runners had to psych themselves up for the marathon, and Dave was definitely psyched when he saw his daughter had come to support him. Okay? Nice and easy. And so, the next one is the word psycho. So if you are a psycho, you are a crazy person. And psycho is not a polite word either. Psycho is another one of those kind of words. It's not a swear word, but it's not nice to call someone a psycho. If someone can go psycho, so a very sane person can go psycho, it just means they lose their temper and they behave in a very crazy way. Perhaps if someone gets very drunk and starts kind of shouting and screaming and running around in a very strange way, they wouldn't normally behave like that. Or if someone gets very angry and loses their temper and starts screaming and breaking things, you could say they've gone psycho. It doesn't mean they are a psycho. They've just kind of, yes, like DJ Avel has said, they've freaked out. They freaked out. They've gone psycho. So here we go. I can say they were calm one moment and the next, and then psycho the next. They were calm one moment and then psycho the next. Okay. So then we have the word puke. To puke is to vomit. Bleh. Hopefully none of you have puked recently. But I would just say to you, if you're in my car and you're feeling sick, please don't puke in my car. I've just had it cleaned and I don't want the smell of sick in my car. Thank you very much. And the last one on the list, you'll be pleased to know, lesson is nearly over, is the word pumped. Pumped. If you are pumped, it's very, very similar to psyched up or psyched. It means you're very motivated, you're ready for action. So I could say, let's do this. I'm feeling pumped. I don't know why I did it in that voice. But yeah, there you go. Pumped and psyched, psyched up. Very similar. Okay, my lovely English learning darlings. That is the end of our lesson. And so now, as always, I will spend about 5 minutes responding to your questions, and then I will say goodbye. I will take this moment to thank my patrons. You guys have been very quiet today, just a few hellos, but hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. I cannot thank my patrons enough, actually. I will let you into a little secret. I have, as you know, have had some money problems recently, and but I decided that the money that I get from you guys as patrons, I decided to put that towards hiring someone to help me to do editing. So as you know, these live lessons I do regularly, but I also quite like, and I think I make quite nice videos that are pre-recorded, but I don't always have the time to do the editing. And so I've now taken the first steps in hiring someone to do some of the editing for me. And so patrons, your money is helping to pay towards that editor. So without you, I literally could not be creating the kind of material that I am creating. So thank you so much. It's really, really cool. Okay, so the word pillock has come up in the chat. Pillock is a bad word. Erase that word from your memory. If someone calls you a pillock, they're being rude to you. And don't call anyone else a pillock. It's not a good word. Harrison says, do you use the phrase psych out to psych someone out in British English? Yes, we do. If you psych someone out, it's when if someone gets psyched up, they're ready for it. But if you psych someone out, it's like you discourage them from doing something. So let's pretend we're going to do a boxing match, you and I'm all psyched up. I'm ready to fight. I'm all ready. I'm focused. I'm pumped. I've exercised, I've warmed up, I'm ready to start the fight. And then you start chatting. You start saying stuff to me, clever words. You look really big and muscly and you look like you're much stronger than me. And you start making fun of me and all the crowd are laughing at me. Then very quickly, I'm going to be discouraged. I'm going to not want to fight you. I'm going to feel intimidated. You're going to psych me out. Okay? So psyched out. That's a good one. Thank you, Harrison. Jolene says, can you pronounce the word comfortable? Comfortable. You can also say comfortable, but it's a bit of a mouthful. I would just say comfortable, and that will sound more native. Comfortable. Eureka says, I wish I could edit. I could take care of your emails. I can take care of emails. Oh, bless you. Thank you, Eureka. It's very kind. I think I've got everything under control. I just need to keep everything moving forward and it'll all be good. As of next month, YouTube are also going to be helping me some more as well. So don't worry about me. I'm going to keep the roof over my head. I'm going to keep the food in my belly and I'm going to keep making your videos. This is a promise that I've made to myself and to you guys. So don't you worry. All will be fine. All I need you guys to do is just keep supporting what I do for you. Keep sharing. Keep being so pleasant and kind and generous with your time. And everything will be fine. But thank you for caring. Is pet peeve slang too? Yes, I guess so. Pet peeve. If you have a pet peeve, then it means something that particularly annoys you. So I could say, my pet peeve is when people grind their teeth. I don't like it when people grind their teeth. Or when people mumble. That annoys me, specifically annoys me. Everyone has their own little things that annoys them more than other things. So what is your pet peeve? Could you please pronounce the word welding? Welding. There you go. What does it mean when someone says break a leg? If someone says break a leg, they're not being rude. They're wishing you good luck. So if you're about to go and do something like a competition or something that's important, like an exam, then someone might say break a leg and they mean good luck. Anna, please explain the idiom to fall foul of. If you fall foul of something, then it means that it just hasn't worked out how you want it to. Let's see if I can get a better explanation up for you. Fall foul of. So I have a feeling as well it could mean that you come into conflict. So if you upset someone, you fall foul of them. So if you upset me and we have an argument, then I fall foul of you and you fall foul of me. We fall foul of each other. It's not one I use very often, to be honest. Sky has said, what does it mean to dust something off? If you dust something off, it means you haven't used it for a very long time and you re-familiarize yourself with that thing. It might even be might be knowledge. So you could say, I need to dust off my Spanish. So if you've been learning Spanish and you haven't used Spanish for a very long time, you've forgotten a few bits and bobs, and you need to remind yourself of your Spanish, you say, I need to dust off my Spanish. What is the difference between scared, afraid, intimidated, and panicked? And panic. Well, they can all be interchangeable, but if you're intimidated stands out to be quite different. To be scared and afraid is just to be frightened, to fear for the future. You're scared. I'd be scared of a dog that's growling and barking at me. I would be scared of a man holding a gun to my head. I would be scared if I was hanging off a cliff and I had no rope. I would be fearful for, I would think I was in danger in some way. But to be intimidated is when, like, I could be intimidated by a person but not be scared of a person. So a person might make me feel, they might make me feel smaller. So for example, let's say I'm starting a new job in a bank, and I get to my job and everyone's really friendly and welcoming and it makes me feel relaxed. But there's one woman and she's nice to me, but she's beautiful and she's very intelligent. And she comes over to me and she starts talking to me and she's being very nice, but she's using lots of rich vocabulary. She's using big, big words. And she talks about things that I have no understanding about. And she's stunning. And I just look at her and say, oh, she's so much better than me. I might feel intimidated. I might not feel as good as her. I might feel nervous about myself because of her. I'm intimidated by her. Does that make sense? So that can be used in a different way. Oh, I don't think I did a very good job of that explanation. Okay, so Anna, if I didn't have a toothache, I would enjoyed the party. Is this correct? No. If I didn't have toothache, I would have. If I didn't have toothache, I would have. You need have in there. I would have enjoyed the party. So you need would have enjoyed. Okay. Do you have special course from elementary to UP? I only have one course, which is a pronunciation course on my website, britishenglishpro.com. Anna, what does PISS off mean? It's a swear word and it means go away. It's a swear phrase. It means go away, to ps off. You can find a video all about swear words in English on my channel. It's quite an old one, but if you click on most popular videos, there's a playlist of most popular videos. It's quite high up on the list, as you can imagine. People want to know about swear words. So yes, do make yourself familiar with that and then be careful how you use it. Okay. What does get it on mean, says Cybernick from St. Petersburg. If you get it on, then you get hot and familiar with a member of the opposite sex or a member of the same sex, depends on what your preference is. It basically means to, get all kissy and cuddly, potentially to have sex. So you get it on. Okay, last question. Could you please suggest some film or TV show to learn English? It's difficult because a lot of the viewing here is a mixture of American and British. There are also lots of TV shows that are in strong regional accents. I would suggest Downton Abbey is a good one. That's a good mix with some very strong RP accents as well as regional accents. So Downton Abbey is a good TV show. I did actually do a video, rather than me racking my brains right now, I did a video on my top 5 suggested videos and top 5 suggested books for you to read for learning English. So just search back through my old videos to find the top 10 recommended reads or something similar to that. Alrighty guys, so I am going to leave it there. I hope you had a wonderful day and I hope you have a wonderful evening. I am going to go and get my dinner now and I need to teach in 10 minutes, so I definitely do need to go. I will be back again tomorrow. What time tomorrow? Broadchurch is a good series. Caleb is suggesting Broadchurch. Strong accents, but a good series. Good drama. Okay, tomorrow is a busy day, but how about around the same time tomorrow? Does that work for you guys? Yeah. Okay, I'll see you guys around the same time tomorrow. And yeah, I hope you have a pleasant evening. Don't forget to make sure you've given this video a like before you leave. Until next time, take care.